we are headed out of town. We do have a pretty major snowstorm forecasted for the next few days. I don't like being in town when we have these kind of snowstorms just because it causes enough problems with traffic and driving and icy conditions that it always makes me a little bit nervous with my van. You know, it is insured. I do have some pretty good insurance on it, but I just don't want to deal with the issue of either myself having a problem and running into somebody or having some kind of accident or somebody else running into me. So until the snowstorm passes, I think I'm just going to go find somewhere up in the woods to hunker down. Now, one thing I am keeping in mind is I do have Beth with Midlife Adventure with me, and her van is not quite as capable on the snow front as mine is. So we do need to find somewhere where we can safely hunker down for the next 4 or 5 days. Special thanks to Camel Outdoors for sponsoring this video. When you live in a van with a puppy, it doesn't matter what the weather is doing. You've got to get out and make sure they get plenty of exercise. This is the kind of day that will test your gear. Camel Outdoors jacket comes with a 20,800 millimeters of waterproof protection and a Class 4 rain certification, so I can enjoy the walk without worrying about staying dry. The shell also blocks wind with a 4-layer ENFO wind barrier, and that made all the difference. I stay warm and clear-headed, not burning any energy trying to fight the cold. Most jackets like this don't breathe well, but this one does. Over 15,000 grams of vapor release in 24 hours. Even hiking along for a while, I stay dry and comfortable the whole way. When I'm back at the van, I can peel off the shell and keep the inner layer on. That's what I like about this jacket. It's a full 3-in-1 system. Wear the layers together when the weather is rough or break them apart when things ease up. Inside, the insulated liner was exactly what I wanted. Soft, warm, and perfect for making a cup of cocoa and settling in after a cold day out. If you want to check this jacket out for yourself, there's a link below with more info on Camel Outdoors' full lineup. Special thanks to Camel Outdoors for sponsoring this content. All right, well, real quick before we get out into the woods, one thing I always do before I head out, especially major snowstorms like this, is make sure everything's topped off. Now, I've already gotten propane for the van, so I know my heating system's completely full, but I do want to make sure that my tank is full as well. All right, so I also made sure that my fuel bag is full in the back here. This is my spare fuel, but it also is my fuel for the generator that I keep in the back. The generator is super handy because that way, if I need to charge the van, then I can charge it using the generator instead of just sitting around running my van using up extra fuel. So it's nice that there's no snow here right now, but based on that forecast that we looked at, this area should get hit pretty hard over the next couple of days, but they do plow some of these roads, so I think it will be okay for getting you out once the snow leans up a little bit.
I do have chains if I needed to do them. It would take me a minute to figure them out, but I know I can.
So one thing I like to make sure as well is to make sure that my battery is fully charged. I've also made sure that I've got water. Now, the one thing that's nice is I do have a water filtration system, and the camp spot that I'm hoping that we'll be able to hunker down in has a nice flowing creek, so water shouldn't be an issue, but just be nice to know that I'm starting off with a fresh battery. Alright guys, well, we've gotten to the spot where we're going to camp. This is a spot that I've actually camped many times. In fact, I've camped here with friends a lot of times, and it's just a nice big open spot. There is a creek that's nearby, There's a lot of down timber that I know if I want to build a campfire for Beth and I can get the chainsaw out and there'll be plenty of firewood. But it also, like I said, it's open sky, so it should work good for us for as far as getting some Starlink. Because like I said, we're here mostly just to hunker down, get through the storm, probably spend some time doing some editing on some other content and some stuff like that. So I think it's just going to be a good overall spot. So as I mentioned, there's a lot of down timber around here. There's been some wind storms and it's knocked down a lot of trees. You can see this one here, somebody's already been cutting on, but this one back here that you see, this one actually looks pretty fresh, like it might have just fell here in the last day or two. So I think this could be a really good tree for me to cut up into some firewood. And then that way, if we do want to have a campfire over the next few days, we can have some firewood. But yeah, you can actually see it looks like it broke off on this tree here about, I don't know, 15 feet up or so. So Beth is fully prepared for the cold with a new Primal Outdoors beanie. Do you feel like you're ready for this snowstorm?
I feel like I can do anything in this beanie. Yes, I feel very prepared. Down to the river.
Okay. All right, well, that was a ton of work, but we're all set. I got everything cut. I stacked most of the wood on a couple logs that I laid out just to keep it off the ground from soaking water. I do have a few pieces there on the ground. And then again, in lieu of not having a tarp, which a tarp would be so much better, I just took some of the bark that came off the wood and stacked it on top. So if it does snow on the pile any significant amount overnight, hopefully that will help keep some of that wood a bit dry, which it's actually not bad. It's a little damp, but there's many pieces that are actually really quite dry, and I think it's going to be a good pile of firewood. So it is starting to flurry a little bit, which it's been flurrying on me on and off throughout the day as I've been cutting the firewood, but it hasn't gotten to a point where it's starting to stick yet. But there's still one more project I want to accomplish before I get done for the day prepping our camp, and that is I want to build a fire pit. Now there is a fire pit already in this campsite off over to the side over here, but I would like something that we can enjoy a little bit closer to our vans. So I'm going to set something up, and I'm going to set it up in a way that when we're done, I can clean it all up and leave no trace, which is something that's really important to me, is not leaving fire pits wherever I go. All right, guys, well, I got the fire pit all set, and like I said, this will be really easy to clean up when I'm all done. All I'll need to do is just spread the rocks about and then just pull the dirt over the top of any ashes or coal that I have in here. And after a couple rains, nobody will ever know that we had a fire. Well, good morning. Well, no snow last night. Imagine that. The forecast was wrong. There was supposed to be a ton of snow in this area overnight and starting through today, but so far it hasn't materialized. It pretty much just rained all night last night, and then it must have cleared up at some point because right now it seems clear but cold, but there's no clouds that I can see. It's pretty much starry skies. So anyways, that's kind of fine with me. I'm all right with that. I'm be happy to not have all the snow. Hopefully it did put some in the mountains because the mountains really do need it, but down here lower, I'm totally okay if it does not. So anyways, got breakfast, coffee made for me and Beth. I'm gonna head over there for breakfast, and then we'll plan out the rest of our day. Knock, knock. I got some breakfast for us.
Oh, thank you. That was sweet.
Okay, I got coffee too. I'll go grab that and then we'll eat.
That sounds good. Thank you.
Would you like some coffee?
Yes, please. Thank you. That's good.
Well, we didn't quite get the snow that they were telling us. The 20 inches is like maybe
some frost.
Maybe some centimeters.
Yeah.
I don't even know if it's not even 20 centimeters of snow, but that'll be nice. Anyways, I'd like to go for a walk with him today, a good long walk, and it'll still be nice. It's a nice area.
Yeah. We could pack our bags and maybe do a picnic or something.
Yeah, that would be good. All right, guys. Well, I feel like we're finally starting to get somewhere. It is right about, I think, 3 o'clock when they said it was supposed to start snowing pretty incredibly. And right now it is. It is actually really coming down hard. Big fat flakes. Starting to stick a little bit onto the vehicles and a little bit onto the ground. So maybe this storm is going to materialize afterwards and not be an epic winter storm fail like I was starting to think it was going to be. Are you excited about the snow?
Yes, very.
Are you-
I feel like a kid at Christmas. I love it because I didn't get a lot of snow growing up, so this is fun. I want to make snow angels.
Alright, so I'm actually splitting some of the wood down into some smaller chunks, but everything is just getting covered in snow because it's coming down so hard now. So I'm actually placing some of this wood up here in my van, and in fact I'm even putting some of it right in front of my heater just to dry it out, so that way we always have some dry wood to put on the fire. Alright, so right now too, as I've just stacked a ton of wood on there, we've got all the fire going down inside there, but I want all this wood to just start burning. Plus, by having all that wood on top, I'm almost kind of protecting the fire from the snow. But all of this will start to dry out really good, and then this fire is really going to take off here probably in the next couple, 3 minutes.
He caught it.
Hey?
Good job, Ben. I love how he puts his little butt up in the air like he's all, I'm ready to go. That was a good one.
You're a good catcher. What?
Do you want to build a snowman? Do you know from the movie Frozen?
No.
It's a famous cartoon. Do you want to build a snowman? And you're supposed to sing back?
Well, I mean, since I've never heard of it, I
Okay, I'm
just
showing
don't
you
know
that
the
movie
words.
later. I'm going to show it to you later. Let me do some cocoa. with an espresso shot in it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's
So
warm.
it has espresso in it. So this
Yeah.
is a little
So
pick-me-up.
I actually made like a latte, and then I added Mexican hot cocoa to it with boiling water. So it's like a mocha.
Well, that looks delicious.
Not really hot. It's like warm. Perfect for drinking.
It's
That's
very
good,
good.
huh?
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right, folks. Well, we didn't get quite the epic snowstorm that they forecasted, but I wouldn't consider it a fail by any means because it's still very beautiful, and we've had just a really fun time just hanging out over the last couple of days. We've been playing games. Beth has made me some delicious meals. We had pizza last night that she made, and then my favorite, biscuits and gravy this morning. Really love that. That's an all-time favorite of mine. But then this afternoon, with what little snow that we had, we built a little snowman, and that was just a really fun time. But anyways, guys, we're going to get ready to head out of here tomorrow. We got other adventures that await. If you guys enjoyed this video, please do give it a like. If you have any comments or questions, leave those down below, and we'll see you guys again outside.
Like a bird on a tree, I'm just sitting here. I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together. It's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.